who will be assigned another job. According to the statement issued by the Director of Presidential Communications, Zuhura Yunus, President Samia has also named Mr. Hamad Abdallah to be the new NHC Director General. Before the appointment, Mr. Abdallah was Gimco Africa Limited CEO. Furthermore, the head of the state has appointed Mr. Musa Mohamed Makame to be the new Tanzania Petroleum Development Corporation TPDC Managing Director. Before the appointment, Mr. Makame was a board member of directors of the Tanzania Petroleum Development Corporation TPDC and also a lead consultant for oil and gas issues in Tanzania. Mr. Makame replaces Dr. James Mataragio, who will be assigned another job. The new appointments commence effectively from today, February 24th, 2023.
President of Zanzibar and the chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, calls on European Union countries to invest in various untapped investment opportunities in Tanzania, especially in the agriculture, renewable energy, soil and gas, and blue economy areas. Dr. Mwinyi has made the remarks during the closing ceremony of the Tanzania EU Business Forum in Dar es Salaam, which was attended by the more than 700 businessmen and women. Lulua Mohammed reports.
The 2 days of Tanzania EU Business Forum ends today, where the President of Zanzibar and the Chairman of the Revolutionary Council calls on the European Union countries to invest on the untapped investment opportunities in Tanzania.
Our government is committed to promoting investment. Our goal is to attract more EU investors to Tanzania. We greatly appreciate the European Union's assistance in this regard, including their generous grant of 23 million euros. This grant will support the implementation of the Investment and Business Environment Improvement Program, known as Blueprint, and it will also improve the regulatory function of the Tanzania Bureau of Standards.
Representing the European Union delegation to Tanzania, Ambassador Manfredo Fanti says European countries will continue to support various projects in the country, including education programs for Tanzanian students.
And on our side, from the European Union, we have a new strategy, the Global Gateway. That is a strategy which is supporting investment, bringing guarantees, financial support, but also and above all, bringing quality, European qualitative investments.
During the forum, 3 memorandum of understandings were signed among the Tanzanian financial institutions and the European financial institutions, targeting youths, women and farmers as main beneficiaries. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Lulua Mohammed, TBC News.
Kenyan President Dr. William Ruto has launched the building of a refilling plant for liquefied petroleum gas (LPG), targeting to serve countries in the East Africa's region. The plant, worth 130.5 million USD, is owned by Taifa Gas, the largest LPG gas dealer in Tanzania. Furthermore, Dr. Ruto has asked Taifa Gas company to increase the storage capacity from the current 30,000 metric tons to 45 metric tons to make it the largest in East Africa. Gloria Michael reports.
We welcome you. Congratulations for this investment. You have our support. The Taifa Gas LPG plant is now officially launched.
Kenyan President William Ruto has welcomed Tanzanians to invest in his country, saying his new government is implementing a new policy aimed at ending a state of mistrust that was existing before. Speaking at an event to lay a foundation stone for the construction of Taifa Gas LPG plant, Ruto says his government is implementing strategies to facilitate mindset change for investors in both countries with an aim of promoting investment.
Let me also say that the era of mistrust between East Africans and Africans in general must be behind us. We cannot continue to compete for investors from Asia, from Europe, from America, when we have investors next door. Investors must not necessarily be from Europe, America, or Asia. Investors can be Kenyans, Tanzanians, Ugandans, Africans, and that is the trajectory of the new leadership in our continent.
Taifa Gas tycoon Rostam Aziz said LPG is the only alternative way to mitigate climate change effects through reducing gas emissions. The facility will be one of Kenya's biggest private sector investment and among the first at Mombasa Special Economic Zones.
This is the largest Tanzania investment in Kenya since the collapse of East African Community in 1977. Together with the investment in this terminal, with its distribution and marketing throughout the country, when all is said and done, we'll have invested close to $200 million. This is designed to build on Kenya's determination to deliver clean cooking energy for all households by 2030.
From Dongokundo, Mombasa, Kenya, Gloria Michael, TBC.
Minister of Finance and Planning Dr. Mwigulu Lameck Nchemba and Minister of Foreign Affairs in East Africa's Cooperation Dr. Stergomena Tax have participated in the 43rd Ordinary Meeting of the Council of Ministers at the East African Community held in Bujumbura, Burundi. The meeting have paved way to start using the Kiswahili languages in the operations of the community. Narsa Kingu has more details.
The meeting, which is being held after 8 years, involves ministers in charge of East African affairs and regional cooperation, as well as ministers who hold ministries with agendas that are being discussed by the Council. The meeting was preceded by sessions of experts and permanent secretaries from the member countries and reviewed the agenda and various recommendations of the community. Both ministers discussed and adopted proposals for various agendas, including the importance of promoting the Kiswahili language by establishing cultural centers for the language in the Tanzanian embassies in all the East African Community member states. Furthermore, they paved way to start using the Kiswahili language and French language in the operations of the community. The meeting was attended by the delegates from Tanzania, Burundi, Kenya, Uganda, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, and South Sudan, and the resolutions and agendas adopted will be presented at the East African Community Heads of State meeting for approval and its implementation.
Minister of State, Vice President's Office and Union and Environment, Dr. Seleman Jaffo, has instructed all the filling station owners to ensure they install gas pump systems at their stations. He says this will motivate vehicle owners to opt for natural gas over petrol or diesel, which will help to protect the environment and also increase the country's income. Dr. Jaffo made the remarks during the launch of the solar power system for the oil and gas company Oryx in Dar es Salaam. The system expects to run the company's facilities in the countries. As a result, will play part in the government deal with climate issues. Furthermore, the company will provide a surplus electricity to electricity company TANESCO through the national grid.
I have instructed all newly established petrol stations to have a gas supply section, apart from having other types of oil in place. This should enable Tanzanians to have access to gas. TBC should help us in this. They should make sure all petrol stations get access to gas. This will enable us to strengthen our economy and also preserve our environment.
His part, the managing director for the company, Kaplesh Mehta, says the company has started the agreement procedures with the Tanzanian Petroleum Development Corporation, TPDC, to ensure that every filling station in the company installs a gas pump system.
I have spoken to CNG about the facilitation of gas supply. So there has to be a way to enable gas to our station. So far, there is no gas supply to our station. But we are currently in talks with the companies to accomplish that. It is surely not an easy task, but we are going to work together with the TBC.
Maize farmers in the country are delighted with the positive results following a study of mixing small amounts of agriculture, lime and soil. According to a study conducted by the Tanzania Agriculture Research Institute, TARI, and International Maize Wheat Improvement Center, the maize farmers should use 1 ton of agriculture lime for every 1 acre for the Geita district soil. Soil researchers from TARI, Hombolo and TARI Mlingano made the observation after planting maize crop mixing soil and agriculture lime in December last year in some villages in Geita districts. Here is a report by Nazareth Ndekia, read by Faitha Ngaga.
December last year, TBC accompanied researchers from TARI to improve soil that had been affected by chemicals by mixing it with agricultural lime, and now after 2 months, the results are out.
Na kusema kweli mwaka wa kwanza tumeona matokeo.
We have truly witnessed positive results, and by the end of the season we will get the final results.
Yanaaminika.
Lengo lake ni
The aim of this technique is to tackle the problem of acid in the soil. Geita is among the regions with high level of acid in the soil, and this means even production is low. Through these tests, whereby lime is used to remove acid in the soil, when the soil has so much acid, even fertilizers cannot make the soil fertile.
The coordinators of the study, the International Maize and Wheat Improvement Center, CIMMYT, are pleased with the results seen.
When you look at the trials we have conducted here, you will see that the farmers will benefit. The farmers will get a lot of quality yields.
Some farmers say the mix of agricultural lime with soil has restored new hopes for the farmers to grow healthy crops.
In the past, one used to get 6 or 7 sacks in 2 acres. But since last year, I got about 15 sacks. This is a very good progress. I know I will harvest 15 to 20 sacks this time around.
Anza kutumia mbolea ya chokaa pamoja na mbolea za kisasa hizi.
I expect to get a lot of yields with the uses of the lime fertilizer. I can clearly see the difference. If you don't use these modern fertilizers, the output always becomes very low.
Ukaweka na hii mbolea ya wataalamu.
More than 3.4 billion shillings have revolutionized medical services at the Rukwa Regional Referral Hospital following installations of various medical facilities and the start of various advanced tests that are currently conducted at the hospital. The Mbeya Regional Referral Hospital Executive Director, Dr. Godlove Mbwanji, says the handed over medical facilities include CT scan, ultrasound and X-ray machines. He adds up that hospital embarks on the completion of the construction of the emergency and ICU wards at the cost of more than 3.4 billion shillings. Here is a report by Seacheo, read by Apasiaringo.
The Mbeya Regional Referral Hospital has been given the responsibility of managing the construction of several wards and the purchase of medical facilities of referral hospitals of 6 regions of the Southern Highlands region, including the Rukwa Regional Referral Hospital.
Thamani ya miradi yote kwa ujumla ilikuwa ni kiasi cha fedha za Kitanzania shilingi bilioni 3.4.
The value of all projects in general was 3.4 billion Tanzanian shillings, which is involved in the construction of buildings and the purchase of medical equipment. All equipment have been purchased and have arrived at the hospital.
For a long time, medical services were not available at the Rukwa Regional Referral Hospital, but with the arrival of the medical facility through COVID-19 funds, many patients will receive advanced treatments here in the Rukwa region.
All patients who needed CT scan service had to travel more than 350 kilometers from here to Mbeya to get this service. Last year, we had more than 800 patients who had to travel to Sumbawanga and Mbeya to get various services, one of which was CT scan service. If we can reduce at least half of the previous number for CT scan service available here, we will have reduced the cost to the government, the hospital, and the patient.
Improvements of health services is the priority of the sixth-term government. Improvements of health services is the priority of the sixth-term government, and it assures that medical and modern services are available in areas that are close to the people.
We have the knowledge, but the lack of medical equipment was a challenge. Now we have them, we can provide our customers with better services.
Currently, all services are available, unlike before we used to go to Mbeya, Muhimbili, and Ikunda.
We are happy that the CT scan service is finally available, because at the beginning we had to go a long distance to get this service.
Regional Commissioner Tobias Andengenye says the region now is in better position to conduct an early diagnosis for pregnant mothers and hence take action in time to save mother and child. The move intends to reduce maternal and perinatal death in the region. Egidius Audax reports.
Speaking during the handing over ceremony of medical facilities, the reproductive and the child health coordinator in the region, Benedetta Peter, says the facilities will help in early diagnosis of pregnant mothers.
On 2022, finally again, the graph raised up from 75 to 102 maternal deaths.
On her side, the regional medical officer says the government has been putting effort to improve access to health services in rural areas.
For Kigoma and Uvinza, they don't have ambulance so far, and those they have, they are almost beyond repairs. And another thing, we have submitted a proposal on anesthetists on the machines, refresher training, clinical attachment, and training of new nurses, and currently we don't have a doctor who is dealing with anesthesia within the region.
Some stakeholders are ready to support the government efforts. This time, the World Health Organization (WHO), in collaboration with the Royal Embassy of Norway, have handed over 15 ultrasound machines to 8 Kigoma region districts, aiming to improve the health of mother and the child.
The ultrasound machines were giving out today, handing over today, were worth 390 million Tanzanian shillings. And with these machines, pregnant women will be screened and they will be monitored during their antenatal visits as per the national guidelines.
The ultrasound machines and training will provide better care for healthcare professionals, mothers and babies, and help to save lives of all mothers and their babies.
The Kigoma Regional Commissioner Tobias Andengenye has thanked for the support and insisted that the medical facilities will help to reduce maternal and perinatal death in the region.
It's not a curse to get pregnant. One should take it as a blessing. But this will be possible if we make an environment where one is assured that after being pregnant is going to deliver. It's not good giving life by losing life. We are here to protect both life of a man and again of a new baby.
Egidius Audax, TBC, Kigoma.
Ever heard of land of waterfalls? Well, Tanzania never ceased to amaze us with natural resources found in the country. Let's take a look at Mpanga Kipengere Game Reserve, hidden in the southern highlands of Tanzania. Here is Apasia Ringo with more details.
Officially established in 2002, covering a total of 1,574.25 square kilometers. It is located between altitudinal range of 1,080 meters and 2,858 meters above sea level, falling within 3 districts of Mwangingombe to the east, Makete to the south in Njombe region, and Barali district to the north and northwest in Mbeya region. The reserve consists of the Kipengere, Mpanga, Lugala, and Chafukwe mountains, which provide scenery of beautiful green mountains, sprawling plains, dramatic valleys, and snacking rivers with unique waterfalls. There are about 7 waterfalls that have been discovered here, and more said to be witnessed from an aerial view. This place is one of the few hidden gems in the country, protected by Tanzania Wildlife Management Authority under the Ministry of Natural Resources and Tourism. The main office of the reserve is located at Ilembula town along Jome to Mbeya Road. This place is filled with numerous waterfalls that attracts the eyes of many. Tourists from around the globe come to marvel this amazing place in southern Tanzania. Welcome to Tanzania. Welcome to Mpanga Kipengere Game Reserve.
That's fascinating indeed. And that item concludes local news tonight. International news up next. And here is international news with Flora Mwano.
Mozambican authorities are moving people to shelters as a big storm approaches. Tropical storm Freddy is expected to make landfall later. The UN said nearly 2 million people could be affected by severe flooding. Neighboring Zimbabwe, the government suspended schools in city provinces. Voters in Nigeria are going to the polls on Saturday. They are going to vote for the new president and members of parliament. The mostly seen is tough race. More than 93 million people are registered to vote in the election in Nigeria tomorrow. Nigerians are facing cash shortages at banks and fuel shortages ahead of election. 18 candidates are competing for presidents, but 3 are considered the main contenders. Severe storms are gathered in U.S. as bad weather are up near supposing many walls, new falls, blanketed hilltops in San Francisco Bay area on Thursday. Hundreds of thousands of homes are about power cut in 7 states.
That was international news. Sports news is up next. And in sports news, the Simba Sports Club head coach Roberto Oliveira says his club has to win tomorrow's game against Vipers in their 3rd Champions League match, which will be played in Uganda. Simba lost the first 2 games in the group stage to Horoya away and Raja Casablanca at home, and both teams are the ones trailing at the bottom in their group.
3 points. We need the 3 points. We need to win it. It's our objective. I respect too much Vipers, but Simba come for respect your opponent and win it, for winning 3 points.
So me, I would say it's a very tough and very bad for us as players and the Simba fans, but hopefully we are going to turn things right against this match.
On the other hand, Vipers are at the 3rd position in the group with 1 point. They need 3 points to revive their hopes of advancing to the quarter-final stage. Vipers lost the first match against Raja Casablanca and drew their second match against Horoya at home. The game will be played at 7 p.m. East Africa time. Azam Football Club assistant coach Agri Morris insists that in order for his team to remain in the top 4 of the Premier League, they must win all their remaining matches. Morris says the next game against KMC will be tough, but they are set for victory, while the KMC spokesperson says they still have work to do to ensure they win the game against Azam at the 3rd place, which is 44 points, while KMC is at 12th place with 23 points.
For now, it's hard for Azam to become champions, but we are focused on remaining in top 4. If you look at the standing, everyone has equal chance to be in better position. So our plans is to remain in top 4.
We are not happy for our results, and we are not accepting all bad results. And we will face Azam without fear, because the records is on our side.
In another game, Coastal Union will be at home to host Tanzania Prisons. That marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. I am Margaret Getty.
Heri ya mwaka mpya mtazamaji wa TBC1, na karibu katika msimu mwingine kwa mwaka mwingine 2023 katika kipindi cha mahusiano, kipindi ambacho kinakupa fursa wewe mtazamaji wa TBC1 kujifunza masuala mbalimbali ya kijamii, jinsi gani unaweza ukaishi na jamii yako kupitia mahusiano. Baba, mama, unaweza kuishi vipi na watoto wako, ama wewe mwanaume unaweza kuishi vipi na mke wako. Kipindi cha mahusiano kimekuwa na mada mbalimbali, lengo ni katika kuijenga jamii yetu. Tumeingia tena katika msimu mwingine wa mwaka 2022. Tunamshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa neema hii ya kuona mwaka huu 2023 kutoka mwaka 2022. Mimi ni Asha Haji, kwa niaba ya mtayarishaji wa kipindi hiki Ahmed, tunakwambia karibu sana. Na leo katika kipindi cha mahusiano tutazungumza kuhusu nafasi ya uwazi katika mahusiano. Kwa kiasi gani watu wanaweza kuwa wawazi katika hatua za awali. Lengo ni katika kujenga basi ile familia ambayo wanakusudia katika masuala ya amani na familia yenye ustawi. Katika kuyazungumza haya nimemwalika Sizia Puya. Yeye ni mtayarishaji wa vipindi TBC2 na anafanya kipindi chake maarufu cha Binti Bora. Karibu sana Sizia. Lakini sana. Pia nimemwalika Mikidadi Uhuru. Yeye ni mwanafunzi. Tutapata uzoefu wake kwa sababu yeye anachangamana na watu wengi huko, wanafunzi wanaelezana hili na lile, na tutafahamu zaidi kuhusiana na nafasi ya uwazi katika mahusiano kuelekea ni katika kujenga familia. Mimi ni Asha Haji, kama nilivyokuambia. Karibuni sana.
Asante.
Heri ya mwaka mpya kwanza.
Na wewe pia.
Tunasema nafasi ya uwazi katika mahusiano. Uwazi katika mahusiano tunamaanisha nini? Tukianza kwa Mikidadi.
Tunapozungumzia swala zima la uwazi katika mahusiano, kwa lugha nyepesi kabisa tunaweza kusema ni ile hali ya kuweka bayana mambo yote yanayohusiana na mahusiano. Yawe ni katika mambo yanayogusa masuala mazima ya uchumi, ya kijamii au ya kifamilia. Ambako nikisema kifamilia, labda kwa mfano katika mahusiano unajua ni muhimu kujua mwenzako labda anatokea wapi, historia yake ya kifamilia, labda maradhi ambayo yanawasumbua wao kama familia ama ukoo. Kwa ile hali ya kuwekana wazi katika mambo yote hayo, iwe ni ya kiuchumi ama ya kijamii, ndio tunasema huo ndio uwazi sasa katika mahusiano.
Sisi hapo unaweza ukaongeza kitu kwamba ametaja hapa inaweza ikaa kwenye masuala ya afya, kiuchumi. Mengine ni yapi ambayo pia tunaweza kusema kwamba haya sasa katika nafasi ya uwazi katika mahusiano anachukua nafasi pia?
Okay. Kitu kingine ambacho unaweza ukakiingiza kwenye masuala ya uwazi kwenye mahusiano ni masuala ya, kama alivyoongea hapa Mikidadi, ni masuala ya historia za kifamilia. Lakini muhimu zaidi, lazima yule mwenzako ajue kama labda ulikuwa na mahusiano nyuma. Sio lazima uelezee kwa majina au kwa idadi, lakini ajue. Lakini kitu kingine ni kuhusiana na kama una watoto, hali ya kizazi. Kama
umeenda mbali sana Sizia, tutakuja baadaye kulizungumza hilo kwa undani zaidi. Sasa tumeshajua tafsiri ya mambo, nafasi ya uwazi katika mahusiano, lakini pia tungependa kufahamu, umefafanua kuna masuala ya kijamii, ya kiuchumi kwa kiasi tu, lakini hebu tuingie ndani. Tunaposema kwamba nafasi ya uwazi katika mahusiano, tuje sasa katika masuala ya kijamii. Mimi nataka nimfahamu Mikidadi ni mtu aina gani, utayari wa watu katika kuwekana uwazi umetokea wapi labda?
Katika hilo yapo mambo ambayo tunaweza tukazingatia pale ambapo tunataka tujue uwazi katika masuala mazima ya kijamii. Kwa mfano, ujue mtu anaishi wapi. Tunao watu wengi sana ambao ni waongo mno. Leo kwa mfano mtu yuko katika uchumba, anamuuliza mwenzake unaishi wapi? Kwa mfano hapa Dar es Salaam anasema naishi Mikocheni, naishi Oysterbay. Kumbe kule ni sehemu zake ambazo anazurura tu, lakini ukweli wa mambo ana sehemu yake ambayo anaficha kutokana labda na ile hali ya sehemu husika. Lakini vile vile katika masuala mazima ya kijamii ni muhimu pia kujua hata ile tunasema historia ya mtu. Amesoma wapi, ameishia wapi kwenye kusoma. Na hapo pia kuna changamoto. Kuna watu pia hawapendi kuweka wazi. Labda mtu aliishia labda elimu ya msingi, mwingine aliishia sekondari, anasema mimi ni daktari, PhD holder, kumbe sio. Kwa hiyo pia ni muhimu kuuliza na kutaka kufahamu hata hali ya kielimu iko vipi. Lakini vile vile hali ya mahusiano ya nyuma kama alivyosema Sizia kwamba sawa, sisi tunaingia kwenye mahusiano aidha ni ya uchumba au tunaenda kwenye ndoa. Je, ulishawahi kuwa na mahusiano hapo kabla? Na kama ulikuwa na mahusiano yalikuwaje? Ni kwamba uliolewa, si ndio? Ama ulioa, una watoto, hauna watoto? Na pia kama ukiona ni busara unaweza ukauliza ilikuwaje mpaka mkaachana, kwa sababu tunapozungumzia hata masuala yale ya maradhi, si ndio, huenda ikawa ni sababu za msingi sana ambazo zilimpelekea mtu ndoa kuvunjika. Bana, mimi niliugua kichaa.
Mimi ndio tunasema kwamba uwazi, lakini hata pia zamani kulikuwa na uwazi ambao ulishirikisha pande mbili, kwa maana wale ambao wamejenga uhusiano na wanataraji kuwa katika ndoa.
Ndio, ni kweli. Zamani watu walikuwa wakitaka kuoa, mtu anataka kuoa ukoo fulani. Kwa mfano kijana baba Mikidadi hapa anataka kwenda kuoa ukoo wa Puya. Kabla hajakwenda kuoa wanatuma watu. Walikuwa kama